Sprudes and Spruettes, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 1 of
Trapped Under Plastic, the podcast for something.
The podcast for virtual hobby friends
Yes.
to hang out.
I'm your friend, Scott, and joining me is my co-host, who's maybe not your friend,
Could be your friend.
John Nunez.
Yeah,
John
that's
spelled with an H.
not even close either time. Oh, boy.
We got a full lineup for you today.
We've got more lineup than we ought to have.
Yeah, we got... John just coined the beginning of the podcast, the Preamble Ramble.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic name, and it's fat today.
It is a fat ramble.
So yeah, starting off, John wanted me to tell you this story about my dog. It's not necessarily related to miniature painting, but it's funny.
It is related to poop.
Which is definitely a thing.
Yes.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Went to the Uper Strong, Michigan. By the way, the UP should just secede from Michigan.
Yeah.
Because they don't give a fuck about Michigan.
No.
It's like when you go there, everything is just the UP and just that the shape of the UP. They don't ever show the other part of Michigan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like they don't care about it. Anyways, it was beautiful. Loved it. Fall colors, amazing. We're on a beach. Dogs are off leash, running around because no one was around, and they're running into the water. We're throwing sticks for them and stuff. And Bullet runs off kind of closer to the forest line and not toward the water, and immediately dive bombs into this thing and just starts rolling and stuff. And initially, I thought it was a fish.
Oh yeah,
stinky
fish carcass.
Yeah,
Yes.
which that would have been bad. But no, it was a pile of diarrhea that was on top of a stick, like a bigger stick, maybe like a 3-inch diameter stick. There was a chunk of poo on her collar. It was all over her fur, and we're like an hour away from our hotel. We don't have the means to deal with a poopy dog. I can't just walk into the ocean. I'm wearing boots and hiking stuff, right?
Sure.
I can't just walk into the ocean. So there was an area that was kind of calmer water. We walked her in there and kind of splashed water on her. And the only thing we had to deal with it in the car was a bunch of Clorox wipes.
Yeah, you're going through all those.
Which I don't know, those are probably not good for dogs, but what's the alternative? She just is poopy the entire day. What do I gotta do? So yeah, we took her collar off. We kind of wrapped it in a dog towel that we then later washed.
I have to interject. I have a question.
Interject, please.
Okay. Did you determine where the diarrhea came from? What kind of creature?
So I gave it a smell.
It smelled like human poopy?
It just smelled like poo. It just smelled disgusting.
Yeah, well, I mean, animal poopy smells different than human poopy. I just picture
Does it?
What kind of creature and or person is walking along the shoreline and be like, oh, I gotta shit. And then they run up to the woods and it's everywhere. So they just gotta rub their beehole on a stick.
No, it wasn't rubbing. It was someone pooped on it.
Oh.
It was thick there.
Oh, the stick was the target.
Yeah, which is a very dog thing to do, I think, is to target specific things like a flower petal or a stick. My dogs do that all the time. They pee on the weirdest things. So I feel like it was a dog, but I couldn't figure it out from just smelling.
Oh, Lord.
It was terrible. So yeah, Clorox wiped the crap out of her, literally. Drove with the windows open for the rest of the day, and then we got back to the hotel, and I leash strapped to a pole on our patio because our hotel had a little walkout in the back. And Amber was just walking back and forth with the ice bucket, going to the sink, filling it up with water, bringing it out to me. And I had the Dawn dish soap, and I was just going crazy. So basically, she got a full bath. And then she proceeded to go inside the hotel and rub her face on everything.
Wet dog face.
Yep,
everywhere.
she loves to do that.
And yeah, you said earlier you were concerned, or Amber was concerned about giving the dog a bath in the actual bathtub.
Right.
Because, the hotel might not like that.
Sure.
But you know what your hotel room smelled like when you checked out, right? Like a wet dog.
Yeah, as though not doing him any favors.
No. I mean, he probably would have smelled like a wet dog if you gave her a bath in the bathtub too. So
yeah.
If it's a dog-friendly hotel,
it is. Yeah.
then you're just
they're chill.
You have to go with it.
Right.
Whenever we go out west and we bring the dogs for hunting, there are hotels that they're there in like South Dakota and places like that are used to having hunting dogs, so they just are really welcome to dogs.
Yeah.
Every single time you go into a new hotel room, you're like, it smells like 40 dogs are sitting in this room at the same time.
Yeah, that's the concession you need to make as a hotel owner sometimes. Like,
right.
This room is just going to smell like dog.
Forever.
How this is related to miniature painting is I went to a hobby store in Marquette because we went like north, not like south. And so I went through Marquette, had great fish fry in Marquette.
Oh, baby.
It was super freaking good. And yeah, we went to a hobby store called Taiga, which is coincidentally the name of a pro Dota player.
Really?
Fun fact. But yeah, it was a cool store.
They had Magic cards, right?
100%.
Yeah, because Taiga is a pinnacle card in Magic.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's where it came from? Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they had a lot of good stuff. They had some limited edition stuff that like was like gets sold out, like, or it's like limited edition order on the GW store.
What?
They had Amalia Novena, the sister of Battle Model.
What?
Yeah, so they had.
Did you buy it?
No, I didn't buy it.
Why didn't you text me and be like, "Hey, John, they have limited edition stuff here. Would you like any of it?"
I looked it up on eBay, and it wasn't going for that expensive, so it must not be in high demand.
Well, you could support their store.
Yeah, sure.
By buying stuff for me.
I didn't really need by buying stuff for you. Get out of here. So yeah, that's my story about my dog rolling in poo. It was terrible. And
how it relates to the hobby.
And how it relates to the hobby. I hope it never happens again because it was not fun to deal with.
Spoiler, your dog's going to roll in poop again.
Oh, no, please. Bull's been on a rampage, dude. She's been slaying bunnies.
Oh, boy.
Dude, she caught one last night and we didn't realize it. She ate 80% of it in 3 minutes.
It's less money on dog food. Otherwise, you get bunnies everywhere, and they can do things terrible. I don't know.
They eat your veggies and your herbs.
That's true. They do that.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the fall where they're not going to do that as much. But if you let them all live, then they have 100 babies, and then the next spring,
we need to curb the bunny population.
Right. Bullet is doing the community a service.
All right. What's the next in our preamble ramble?
All right. Next on our list is Secret Santa.
Oh, yeah. This is Duff's thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I learned about this from watching Impending Duff's Twitch stream the other day. And I heard of it last year, and it just was like, oh, it was too late to sign up or whatever. But I really like the idea of this.
Yeah.
And it is a Secret Santa for all of us sprues and spruettes. I mean, not just sprues and spruettes, but anybody can be a sprue and spruette.
Right.
And so anyone who loves the hobby and miniature painting, and you can sign up. You get mystically matched with somebody. You don't know who has your name. And you fill out like a full list. Like, it was great. I went through and I filled out, and it's like questions about you. And
nice.
All these interesting things like that weren't 100% related to miniature painting.
Right.
Because like people could get their own cool ideas.
What TV shows do you like? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes. And then there were more specific like wish list and kinds of things you're interested.
Yeah.
And it's a minimum of a $25 US dollar gift. They do have it open to folks in Europe, and I don't know about in Australia and Canada. The caveat is you need to have at least 2 people from each region, so you kind of get paired with someone from your own region,
sure.
So you're not paying a buttload on shipping, which is cool.
Yeah.
And we have until, I think he said he extended it to October 16th for the sign up. Yes, he did. And it's through a Discord server. So we'll put a link below to the Discord server if you are interested in being a Secret Santa and getting gifts in the mail.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so it's a cool stuff. So it's through The Pit is the name of the Discord server. That's and Gamer Dad and Zambies and Impending Duff, I believe, are the 3 Twitch streamers that are involved in kind of making this run. And I know there's a lot of other important people. Another awesome person reached out to me because I didn't fill out my sheet 100% correctly. And she's a member of the community. And she's like, I know you just said whatever excites people, but can you give a couple of ideas just in case people...
Come on, John.
Dude, I just want to be surprised.
Okay. Someone's going to send you a giant dildo miniature arms.
Please, if you get me, don't do that.
Just like a sword and a shield, stiff-armed.
Sir Dildo.
Yeah.
I'm sure that miniature exists out there somewhere. So.
Some Slanesh army conversion.
Yeah, so if you're interested in hobby Secret Santa, not associated with any particular religion, it's just the fact that we all know Santa.
Yeah.
Is Secret Santa.
The Santa religion. All hail Santa.
Hail Santa.
So the subreddit mini painting, r/mini painting, used to do a Secret Santa, or maybe the Discord associated with it did it. And at the time, I was a mod for either the Discord or for the sub, and I was a programmer. And so one of the other mods asked me to write a tool that could take a list of people and pair them in a tailing fashion, which means that the person that you get to give a gift to is not the person that is also painting for you. And so this tool would pair them based on their preferences in terms of region, like whether you're willing to ship internationally or not. And also it would email them the details of the other person. So you gave it a CSV and you ran it and it did all the emailing and all that stuff too, and all the assignment, and then it pooped out a log file so you could see who was paired with who for obviously, contacting reasons and stuff like that. I wonder if I put that on GitHub for anyone to use. I wonder if they're using that script. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, but maybe.
Probably something just like it.
Similar.
But
yeah.
I think you should talk more about coding right now, because everyone wants to hear about that.
It was a Python script. I think it was version 2.7. Not familiar with 3.0 very much. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
John almost died.
Speaking of almost dying, let's talk about actual dying. The next topic on the Preamble Ramble is a news story that I came across the other day about a gentleman that died from eating too much black licorice.
Wait, come on. How is this related to miniature painting?
Because we talk about candy and we talk about the good candy. And today we're going to talk about the worst candy.
Yeah, straight up.
Is there a candy worse than black licorice? Scott.
I guess it depends, because coconut is really divisive for a lot of people. So almond joys and mounds are kind of but yeah, black licorice, definitely one of the worst ones. I can't think of something right now though, but yeah, it's up there.
I mean, the story also goes on to say that, he smoked like a pack a day. He was an alcoholic and he was overweight.
He actually got shot.
But he switched from red licorice to black licorice 2 weeks before he died. And he consumed like 2 bags a day of black licorice.
Well, how much is in a bag?
Like one of the big bags.
Like a pound?
Probably.
2 pounds of licorice a day?
The story has it all. I read it like a week and a half ago. I can't remember. But the autopsy and the doctor showed that directly killed him.
Oh my gosh.
Like that killed him. There was other factors that it threw off some imbalance in his body. Of I don't know, of vitamins or nutrients or something so horribly that his organs shut down.
Okay. You hearing it here first, folks. Black licorice is lethal.
Yeah. You can smoke a pack a day and do, do a 175
and have
vodka.
have a heart disease.
Yeah. That's all fine. But the second you put in black licorice in that mouth, it's all over, baby.
Dude, yeah. Stuff is poison.
Yeah.
Tastes like poison, Jesus.
It does. It tastes like I shouldn't eat this. Yeah. This isn't food.
Yeah. Kind of like broccoli, too,
Oh.
I shouldn't eat this. No, I'm just kidding. Broccoli's okay.
Broccoli's amazing.
Given the right accoutrement, it's good.
Brussels sprouts.
I'm okay with those, too. Oven roasted,
cauliflower?
Dude. Yeah, cauliflower's great.
I'm just going to keep
Cauliflower's the best of the 3.
Kale.
I'm cool with kale.
Kale tastes like butts.
You ever taken dinosaur kale, which is like the scaly kind, and putting it in the vegetable soup? It's really nice.
Yeah, I do like it in soup. I do like a sausage and potato soup with kale.
I love this. We're just talking about anything right now, dude. I feel like
dude, Italian sausage, potato, and kale soup is legit. Ooh, baby, we need to have that.
That sounds
all right.
nice.
I'll make that for you sometime.
All right, deal.
Before you die of licorice.
You're just gonna force me licorice. It's like a torturing method.
All right, next thing on the Preamble Ramble. See, I'm keeping us on track here.
I really like that name.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying it, so everyone either loves it or hates it after this episode.
They'll all love it. I guarantee it.
No one will say otherwise in the comments below.
Dude, yeah.
I want to talk about something that came up on your Twitch stream the other day.
Dude, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Just quick shout out. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube every Friday. I'm currently swapping back and forth between the platforms to kind of get a sense for what I like more in terms of stats, in terms of ease of use, in terms of viewer interaction, etc. Check it out. I'll link it in the description. All right. Go on.
Free plug for you.
Free plug. This is our fucking podcast.
Oh. All right. I need to do something that I can plug.
John,
I'm going to have a car wash in my driveway on Thursday. $20. I'll wash your car. In a bikini.
Be careful. Wow. Seriously? I'll come down, dude.
$20?
My van's all dirty from driving around on dirt roads, so I'll be there. I'm already here. Can you just do it today?
Are you just going to run it through some diarrhea sticks first, too?
No.
Oh, God. I'm not washing the inside.
Okay.
Or I'll just take my power washer and just pull the side of your door open and just
fill it up with water.
So there was a discussion going on about tattoos in your Twitch stream.
Yeah.
And I said, we need to get matching tattoos.
Yeah.
And
we don't need to.
You initially said, hell yes. And then you said,
hell no.
Hell no. I think what we learned here is you need to go with your gut. And your gut is what your subconscious immediately reacts to something.
Yeah.
And then your brain gets involved.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, you don't have a matching tattoo with your own wife. Why would you have one with John?
Because if you get one with your wife, that's just kind of like eye roll, right? I mean, you can have a thematic one or like,
okay.
Oh, yeah. I one half of my heart and the other half of a heart.
John just had a stroke.
Left side of my face went numb. And, but it's dude. Okay. So I immediately wrote this down in our show notes and I said, look, if there is an idea of amazing matching mini painting tattoos, I think we're going to do it. But I'm speaking for both of us here.
Yeah.
But we need someone to come up with that idea.
Well, okay, I've had an idea for tattoos before.
Okay.
My logo was originally an idea for a tattoo, but I think a cool thing in the hobby is scales. So I want like a ruler that says 28 mil, 32, 54, 72, 90. And like maybe you could have like the silhouette of a figure at each of those scales. And it's like a little ruler.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. So I want to do that.
That's a cool idea. Damn. You should like get it on your thigh.
Inner thigh?
Yeah, and then you have like another scale where like the line just keeps going up your thigh and it just says question mark.
Someone be like, what scale is this model? Just a sec. It's like I got tearaway jeans on at all times. Just put this model next to my inner thigh.
What's that last line for? Oh, don't you worry about that line.
Follow that yellow brick road, Sonny.
Oh man, do they make scales less than 28 mil? Oh, okay. That's an okay idea. That's a good idea. I think the more simplistic you go with an idea like that, the better. I think if you do like the outline of a Space Marine at 32 and then an outline of something else, suddenly it gets a little bit wonky.
Yeah, a little cluttered,
cheesy too. Yeah. And then you're committed to having whatever you pick for 90 mil or 72 on your body for the rest of your life.
Sure, it's a big one.
It's like this is a Night Titan. I don't know.
Why did he have to sound like that?
Because that's the voice of someone that would get that tattoo of a Night Titan on them. So my initial thought for this this is about workshopping this, right?
Okay,
Everyone's throwing ideas in the pot.
Yeah.
And then we find the golden ones.
Right.
And then I spend the next 6 months convincing you to do it.
Okay.
And then I'll find a tattoo parlor, buy Adepticon.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then I will secretly schedule us appointments and then at Adepticon we get these.
Can it be a butt cheek tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down.
Okay. All right. So in order for this to happen, we need to workshop it. We need ideas. You need in the comments below, and or on our great Patreon discussion chats. Folks can throw in the show notes for this video on the Patreon as well, and we'll find something. And it probably shouldn't have a tendy on it because my wife would be pissed.
Dude, just a singular tendy with like an open packet of ketchup and like a bite out of the tendy.
Yeah, it's my biggest concern with the tendy because I had thought about this. My biggest concern with the tendy is how do you draw and tattoo a tendy that actually looks distinguishable as a tendy?
It's not that hard, is it?
I mean, you'd think so, but you try drawing one and then look at it with clean eyes and be like,
Clean eyes? Are my
Yeah.
eyes dirty?
yeah, clean eyes. You know what clean eyes is?
No.
It's like when you're painting your model, you're sitting there and you're like knee deep in it, painting for 2, 3, 4 hours.
Okay, sure, yeah.
You come back the next day and you got clean eyes.
Yeah, but no one's ever said the phrase clean eyes.
This is, I just made it up right now.
Okay, it's the Johnism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Get your clean eyes, then look at that tendy drawing, and you're gonna be like, is that a rock? Is that
a tan rock?
I don't know what that is.
That's what the bite mark's for. And you can see chicken on the inside.
Yeah, you need the cartoon teeth marks.
Yeah,
on the inside.
maybe little crumbs around it.
Yeah. Okay. It's not a terrible idea. I was hoping for something a little bit closer to actual mini painting.
Okay.
So after we're 50 years old and the tendy jokes wear off, which probably won't happen.
No.
Then we'll still have something to be proud of.
We should open a tendy restaurant that has minis when you buy it, kind of like toys.
Yeah.
For like,
every tendy meal is a kid's meal.
yeah, but they're inside the tendies, so it's like careful.
Don't bite too hard.
You might eat one.
Yeah, I don't want to eat that.
No.
I mean, how does plastic hold up in a deep fryer?
Pretty good. Yeah, it probably poisons the entire meat.
Yeah.
You might get slammed by what's the Health and Drug Administration? The FDA?
Yeah, FDA.
Immediately, but
Probably, yes.
we'll kill at least 3 people.
Right. I mean,
So,
all
mission
you got to do is
accomplished.
come twice in a week, and you're done
And
for.
you're dead.
It's just like black licorice.
Black licorice is the equivalent of molten plastic.
Yes, ingesting molten plastic and all the toxic fumes that seep into the chicken meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad we've had this discussion.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I think there's one more thing on the Preamble Ramble, right?
Yeah, the actual thing of value, which is what is changing in season 2 of Trapped Under Plastic.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to season 2, by the way. It may seem like not much has changed, and that is because
Not much has changed.
not much has changed. Your feedback was largely very positive.
So thank you for that. Our
Yeah.
egos are now even bigger.
Yeah. You've created this. No, really, it was super heartwarming. We went through every single comment on that last video, a ton of DMs on Patreon, a ton of comments on Patreon, so much stuff. And
It took us hours to do.
yeah.
We cataloged everything. We put it in order, and we discussed all these different
We do
things.
work, okay?
Trust us.
Yeah. So, what do you want to go first?
So I want to talk about the couple of kind of big buckets, right? A lot of comments came into big buckets.
Yeah. Pour out some of these buckets.
Let's pour out the bucket of Legos and take a look. So one of the big ones that we noticed was you don't have to always have a big, heavy topic.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my problem.
Yeah, that's you. That is all you. The topics, and we got a variety of discourse on that subject, and some folks were like, the topics are great. We learned something, but at the end of the day, it's just about hanging out, right?
Yeah.
And this is where we're coming up with kind of a one area that we're going to not shift lanes, but we're going to take just a slight detour from season 1.
Sure.
And that is focusing a little bit more on, as you called it, virtual hobby friends.
Yeah, it was a super endearing thing to hear from a lot of people that they don't necessarily have friends who are into miniature painting. So listening to the podcast is kind of like listening to friends talk about like what they're doing in the hobby. And that really brightened my day a lot. And so I want to lean into that, but I don't know the best way to lean into it. So as always, we're open to suggestion about how to make it more, make it seem more like a friendly hangout chat.
Yeah. I think that is kind of the vibe that we've kind of, not consciously, but kind of have sunk into, because these are the conversations we like to have anyway.
Absolutely.
And it makes for the podcast to be fun, and hopefully it comes across that way to y'all. So I think that, to me, the biggest way that we make a change for this is to be just a little bit more forthright in acknowledging that is what one of our goals are of this. And as simple as in our intro, talking about, the podcast for all our virtual hobby friends.
Yeah, the ever-changing intro.
Yeah, that's never gonna. It's like a moving target.
Yeah.
If you stand still, you're gonna get an arrow between the eyes. Got to keep moving. So I think if we can be a little bit more conscious about that being one of our goals, then maybe newcomers to the podcast or folks that haven't quite thought about it that way will understand that's one of our goals. Instead of, why are these two idiots talking about everything but mini painting in the first 45 minutes? We got those comments too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And a helpful piece of feedback, which I don't know why I didn't think of it, is you can obviously put bookmarks, timestamps in the description of your YouTube video. And that'll tell you where certain sections start. So we'll start doing that for the YouTube videos, so you can kind of skip to the sections that you want to skip to. If you want to skip the Preamble Ramble, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, but why would you?
Why would you? This is quality content.
You could die of licorice next week if you didn't listen to that part.
Yeah. Right? There's some guy fist deep in a 1 pound licorice bag who just like, thank God they said something. I was on a road to death.
Yeah, he just throws them across the room.
Fuck this shit.
I'm done.
Doesn't even taste good. I don't know why I mean.
Why am I even eating this? Tastes like a noose. All right, what was that's my one bucket I'm tipping over. Do you have a different bucket you want to tip over?
I mean, there are a lot of small things, like I said, like the timestamps. Someone mentioned using being able to see our faces more, because our faces are beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, well now you do.
In our lower jaws, because these microphones just disguise our cutting jawlines.
I don't actually have a chin. Yeah.
We're trying to hide this fact, right? I have extras. I have extra chins.
Oh yeah, big time. I'm kind of losing it right now because I said your face is beautiful, don't you know that? And that reminded me of that All Gas No Brakes AVN Expo. It was like, you're a black king, do you know that? And he was like, oh no, do you remember that part?
The guy was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's like, do you mind if my beta 6 cuck kneels down and kisses the ground you walk on? He's like, sure.
He's just standing there in the camera like,
yeah, it's like, okay, well, if you want to cringe harder than you've ever cringed, there's a video in the description for you. Anyways, other buckets regarding feedback about season 1 going into season 2. You nailed it. Don't focus so hard on the topic. Just chatting about miniature painting is good.
We get some a fair amount of topics or contents, or neither of the was the right word.
Yeah,
comments. We got a fair amount of comments regarding guests. So I want to unpack the couple of sub buckets that bucket.
You got little sub buckets.
There's little buckets. It's just like a Russian doll. There's buckets inside the buckets. And folks like guests. Folks also understand that there is an inherent amount of extra level of complexity to make that work.
Yeah.
Right. Anytime you have 2 people talking and you bring in a third to have a kind of a smooth conversation and to keep everybody involved, it's a little bit trickier in practice than it is in theory. So that can be kind of tough.
Yeah.
If we have a guest, folks want them there for the whole episode, like we did with Jeremy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Some folks said like, well, if you just keep doing guests, they're all kind of coming from a same perspective, or mostly the same perspective. They're all mini painters, right? So unless you're like really interested in if it's a pro painter or a YouTuber or something, unless you're really interested in what their particular story is or what they have to say, the conversations end up sounding very similar.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of like what we did with Jeremy in that we still had our plan for the day and we just let him in on the plan.
Yeah.
It wasn't us saying, Jeremy, tell me about your origin story and how you first got started in painting. Because there's plenty of people that do that out there and they do it better than we would.
Right.
So let's let them do it.
Right. We don't need to double down on that.
Yeah.
In the same vein of guests, I had this idea for Patreon has like goals where if you hit a certain milestone, you'll do a thing. And I thought it'd be cool to have milestones that was like when we hit X dollar amount or X patron amount, we'll fly out someone to be a guest on the podcast. That's an easy kind of one-off thing that we could do. And the first person that came to mind was goddamn Duncan Rhodes.
Duncan Rhodes, take me home.
Anyways, so I reached out to him like 6 months ago. I was like, hey, are you into this idea? And he was like, he was super busy at the time because his channel had just came out. And he said, I'll get back to you in 6 months. And I don't think he did. Bastard.
And then you just need to send him a gif of a guy hitting his watch, tapping the watch, and be like, "Hey,
or
buddy,"
or like a deer's head, you know, just really fuck with them.
Yeah,
So I like that idea a lot. Maybe we'll do that regarding guests.
Yeah, we were gonna do one with Darren Latham.
Oh hell yeah, but
Adepticon got canceled.
GW has a stranglehold on him. No, he that would never have happened.
Well, we can do it with the lights off, and they won't know it's him. We'll just put a thing over his...
We'll just like make like the ones where like the background is lit, but the silhouette of the person is black, and it's like, my name is Agent Smith, and like the voice is all garbled and shit. Yeah,
we'll call him Derek Lathan.
Yes. All right. Yeah, I'm into that.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna set a Patreon goal to bring out Derek Lathan to come on the podcast. Oh man, I'd like to get Banshee on there too. He's gonna come if we're gonna go to Spain one day.
Yeah, one day
we're gonna go to Spain. We're gonna buy him like his weight in tapas.
Yeah,
he's gonna teach us how to become good painters.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna make him be on the podcast.
Yeah,
we didn't tell him that last part, but
no. Yeah. We'll bring the mobile version of the podcast, and we'll have him yell at all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, in Spanish. Like, I would rather get yelled at in Spanish because then I know he's truly into it.
Right.
You know?
We don't know what he's saying, but it's
no, it can't be good.
There's passion here.
Yeah. And we know, oh boy.
Just assume you're fucking out constantly.
Right. I'll just keep the Google Translate on my phone and I can read it. And it says like...
a little microphone button.
And the translates are always terrible in those things too. It's like, your horse is yellow, should purple green be? I don't know what this means, Scott! No, he speaks great English too. So.
Yeah, he does.
So he can yell at us in English as well. We got a whole list. We got all sorts of people. I want to get like every celebrity on here.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I want to get like Jennifer Love Hewitt. I mean, like his idea of like where you
Love Hewitt. Why start there?
Yeah, because like you bring on people that know nothing about what you're talking about.
Oh,
you know, and then you like bring them on. They're like, "What am I here?" And then you have like regular like interview, like they're promoting a new movie or something, and then like 3 questions in, you're like, so which subfaction of the Slanesh warband do you feel most associates with your career?
Tom Hanks is like, what?
They're just like looking around for their agent.
Yeah. As if we could get Jennifer Love Hewitt or Tom Hanks on our podcast in the first place.
You're right. But all we'd need would be one.
Yeah.
You get one person.
And then we got the foot in the door. Then we're into Hollywood. Then we're in movies.
Yeah. And then we're the next Key and Peele.
Yeah. That's our trajectory right there. That's our 5-year plan.
This is our 500-year plan. If we live that long, we'll be able to accomplish all these things simply by becoming a lich. Okay, what else? So yeah, well, I guess where we're coming from in terms of the guest was like we want it to happen naturally. Like if it's going to happen organically, we'll totally record that way. Sometimes with our busy lives, getting this podcast recorded just based on our 2 schedules can be a bit daunting. So to have to add a 3rd wheel to that stool, you know, because a stool needs 3 wheels, or just falls over.
Yeah. What kind of stools are you sitting on, guy? With the wheels?
Legs. Sorry, not wheels.
Legs. Oh, okay. That was
like a 2-legged stool doesn't stand up, but a 3-legged stool does.
Yeah.
But if all 3 legs aren't there at the same time, then like we can't shoot the podcast. So we're gonna make it happen when it works out.
Sure. Yeah.
Naturally, or we get Derek Lathan to come.
Yeah. Kind of an unknown painter, Derek.
Yeah. He's got this rugged Cockney upbringing.
Yeah.
You know, from the streets of London. And he used to sell these little like smoked fish on sticks from an alleyway.
Right.
He'd cook them over an old dumpster fire.
Right. Yeah.
And then he'd use that money to buy Games Workshop paints. Yep. And then one time he got enough to buy 5 paints. And so he started to paint the smoked fish that he sold.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he gave everyone mercury poisoning.
Yeah. Wait, there's mercury in GW paints?
Well, I don't know.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Right.
It's like enamel paints.
Those hex pots.
Yeah, don't trust those.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. So that's the origin story of Derek Laffin. I don't even know if we need him on now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the start, though.
Yeah.
Where'd he go from there? French Revolution? He was part of that.
What? This guy's like 150 years old.
That's why we need him on the podcast. He's got stories to tell.
All
He's
right.
Benjamin Button. He's aging in reverse. He's like a little baby sitting on the podcast.
Oh, dang it. We should have made a joke about how he looks like Martin.
Oh.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, we need to make a Bilbo Baggins reference.
Yeah. No, we don't. We'll stop now.
Yeah, poor Derek.
Okay, let's lay this preamble ramble to bed.
Yeah, that is it. So, moral of the story, TLDR version of what we're changing. We're just going to lean into it. We're going to have fun because we're having fun.
Yeah.
And most of this was about us worried that us having fun didn't equate to y'all having fun. And it seems like for the most part, 89% of you are having fun.
What a figure.
Yeah. I mean, I just...
Did you poll the community?
No, let's not poll the community because it'll be less than 89%. And, we're still going to have topics. Sometimes it might be a light topic. Sometimes it might be a heavy topic.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
But we're going to just roll with it.
Just
And
roll
today
with
we
it.
did both. We had a somewhat heavy topic and we had Preamble Ramble for 45 minutes. So.
Right. Okay, well, let's talk about miniature painting.
Yeah, okay.
John, what did you paint in this last fortnight?
I talked to you earlier about that I've gone full Scott mode where now everything in the podcast that I talk about that I painted is something I did for a video.
Yep.
Even though I don't even put out a video every week. But
That YouTuber life.
so since the last time we've had this discussion, I painted up some bases. I did a video on making bases only with found materials from the wild.
Oh, yeah, that was a friggin' gem of a video.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I got just the right amount of laughs / hatred towards my accents. Which obviously, I was leaning into it. I know I can't do a good accent, but if you stop doing the things that are uncomfortable for you, you are not going to achieve what you want to achieve in life.
Life advice.
Yeah, right?
From John Nunez.
Jesus, John. And so I guess the moral of that story is just start speaking an Australian accent randomly throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then
stuff will come your way.
Nothing else will feel like an obstacle after that.
Tom Hanks want to be in your podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
We already have Tom Hanks right here.
That's a good one. Only get that about...
I'm really fucking with you today. I'm sorry.
You are. No, you are.
Well, is it a bad thing to look like Tom Hanks? No.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Successful, rich actor?
Yeah, Tom Hanks. Come on. Castaway, great movie. Big, great movie.
All great movies.
Philadelphia, great movie. Okay.
Toy Story? Great voice.
Great voice. Woody. I don't know who's doing that.
Woody.
Hi, Woody. Oh, that was Forrest Gump talking to Woody.
Wow, dude, the crossover.
I forgot what I was talking about.
You did bases.
I did bases, so I made them all out of crap I found outside.
Yeah, but what about the base that they're on?
That is a chunk of bigger bark it's just an MDF. Okay.
So you lied in the title of the video?
Oh, Lord. Oh, people also said that you use super glue.
Yeah. I wanted you to make your own cyanoacrylate, okay? From found things.
Right. I could have probably, if Remus was still around, I could use his slobber because that stuff was glue.
Oh,
and that would have made an even better video.
You're just like got like a vial and you're just like harvesting it.
Oh, yeah. It's just goobers. I don't know what they're made of. But then it would stick to the walls and the floor. It would dry like a rock. And you have to take like a chisel to get it off.
What?
Yeah. It was seriously, I don't know what's in that dog slobber, but anyway. So I painted those up. And I also painted up this badass looking lich model. Mm-hmm. And that was really, really fun. Using just my favorite paints. I only used my favorite paints to paint that model.
Paints?
Well, hopefully.
Oh, is this the video?
Yeah, this is the video. It's
okay.
hopefully coming out 3 days ago as of when this podcast goes. I'm scheduled to have it out this Friday. Oh, hopefully I can get that done.
You don't need here. Let me just. You don't have a schedule.
I know, but I put it on myself.
Stressing.
I put it on myself.
Okay.
And then this week was just crazy with work, and also my daughter's home because somebody in her class got COVID positive, so she has to school from home for 2 weeks. Don't worry. She and my wife already got tested, and they both came back negative. Otherwise, Scotty wouldn't be here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just all these things happened between Sunday night and Monday afternoon and my week of trying to get this all done. Anyway, just an amazing model. And I have, in that video, I have my 50 favorite paints.
50?
50.
I could think of like 4.
Yeah, but it's
50?
It's the paints from every category that I go to time and time again for a perfect reason.
50?
50. Yeah. So, you're looking at yellows, oranges, reds, pinks and purples, blues, blacks.
Okay.
Other colors.
Are these
metallics.
just like, I like this hue?
No, it's when I'm going for this kind of a thing, this is the paint I go for.
Okay.
Now, I do that because if I just have like 7 paints, I felt like I'm missing out on like another 7. And then if I add those 7, I'm like, God, there's still other ones. So basically what I did was I told myself, all right, if I could only paint with X number of paints, whatever that is, for the rest of my life, I could never add a new color, could never lose a color.
Okay.
These would be the paints.
Yeah, this is like the island book question.
The island book. Oh.
If you're trapped on an island, you're going to have 3 books. What
Sure.
books do you pick?
Yes.
The Bible.
Mein Kampf.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
I got to a dark place.
I was just like, you went on one side, I was going to go on the other side.
Jesus.
Just kidding. I wouldn't take my.
I was thinking like Michelle Obama's like biography. You went to Mein Kampf. Okay. Yeah, so that's like Desert Island. That's what it's called. Desert Island question.
Oh, right.
It's a Desert Island paint question, and you took 50 paints with you.
Yeah,
I
because
think I actually see it kind of on your monitor. That's the brown category.
That's the brown category.
How could you have so many favorite browns?
Because they all have a purpose. They all have their
Seriously?
place.
I cannot wait to watch this video.
They all have their place. They all have their home.
I feel like I just use paint. I don't know.
God, that's your problem.
It is my problem.
Yeah.
I gotta be more mindful about what paints I use.
Because of those 50, each one there is no double dipping. There is no something I could have used this instead.
Sure, yeah.
That's my goal with it. Also, I don't expect any person to be like, I'm going to go buy all 50 paints.
No.
But if they're like, I really am looking for like a good deep red,
Yeah.
there will be that in this video for you. Or like,
Fantastic.
I've been struggling with a really bright yellow.
Yeah.
There will be that in this video.
Okay. Sick.
There, I'm plugging myself.
Dude, yeah. This is
Eat
gonna
that.
be gonna be a battle about who can plug each other's crap, not each other's, our own crap more. That's amazing.
And I also paint a model in that video.
You could have easily just not done that.
I know.
Good man.
But I felt like it felt boring for me to just sit there and just talk about 50 paints.
It would have been. You are right.
So right now I'm in the process of like trying to edit to try to make it fit to where it's jumping back and forth in a way that's not jarring, but is still engaging so you never get too bored on one area or the other.
The logistics of editing.
Yeah, let's talk about that. No, let's
We
not.
can.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today. Okay, what'd you paint?
I assembled a buttload of terrain.
Literal.
So I am starting this Kill Team campaign with my friends, and it's a big video project. And the premise is that I'm gonna take a bunch of normies who don't play miniature war games, but they're maybe like geeks. They're into Star Trek and Lord of the Rings and shit.
They play video games,
Play
probably.
video games. They're my friends. They're geeks, okay?
Sure, yeah. This isn't a super hard sell.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah. And then I introduced them to the world of miniature wargaming. And so the first step was they came over, we had snacks, we assembled terrain from various MDF laser cut terrain and also the plastic stuff from the Kill Team box.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the various Kill Team factions and how to make a list in Kill Team. And so the next time we meet up, we will be assembling our Kill Teams. And I'm just walking through this slowly, trying to make it a really enjoyable experience so that they're enthused about it. And who knows, maybe want to play a different skirmish game. Maybe want to take their Kill Team and turn it into a 40K army, whatever it is. So yeah, we assembled a bunch of terrain, probably more than we need. There's 6 of us, so we need enough for 3 kill team boards.
Sure.
And kill team is kind of a terrain heavy game. Played on the 30 by 22 inches. Such a weird dimension.
It is. They have their, what do you call it? They have all their proprietary dimensions for their games. Now it's like, we're not going to go 6 by 4 feet anymore.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't get it. So yeah, I've been thinking about how to paint it because there's so much of it in a fast way. That Marco Frazzoni video about his spray cans, that sort of some inspiration for how to paint terrain in a fast way.
Oh yeah.
So I'll take a look into that. And other than that, actual painting, I painted Tariana Palos, which is a Sister of Battle. I don't know if it was a web order exclusive model or it's a store's birthday model, something like that.
How'd you get it?
So someone who wanted to participate in the charity event but couldn't paint anything was like, I have several Space Marine lieutenants and this one. Can this help someone in your thing? And I was like, you can help me.
I will paint it. Is that going in the Sisters of Battle Army then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool then.
Yeah. So
I signed the bottom.
Could you imagine if I took that and didn't get it?
It's like, sucker, put it on your shelf.
Yeah, this is mine now, bitch. So no, yeah, that's going to be part of the Sister of Battle Army as maybe a cannon ass or just like an extra little thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So I painted it up, and the premise of the video was it went out today. Today being Wednesday, and it was just like, how do you take a battle ready scheme and zhuzh it up for I couldn't fit that word into the script anywhere, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, for characters and special things, how do you make it look better but also make it look like it belongs in your army? So yeah, I had fun painting that. It's a great model, it's a great pose, the concept art for it is great. Yeah,
got it. Yeah, that's good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you should actually sign the bottoms. So then, like, whoever they're bidding on, and like, it's painted by Miniac and signed in the bottom by Miniac, and so then the price of the bidding of that army will go up like $6.
I was like,
you waiting for it?
He's gonna take the piss somewhere.
Waiting
I
for
was
it?
like, this is too nice. Yeah.
Take the piss. Take it right out. I learned how to take the piss from Derek Laffin.
Oh yeah, he's a big piss taker.
He taught me what that phrase means.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's what we painted. Scott, do you enjoy trying to kill your friends? I know I do.
You know, nothing brings me more happiness than murdering my friends. And luckily, there's a game that allows us to do just that.
Nexus is the name of the game, and their slogan is motivated by violence, fueled by dice.
Apparently, these guys played too much D&D and saw RoboCop too many times in their formative years.
So you're like a coach / fight promoter that you hire on these genetically engineered warriors to go fight in some giant space barge.
Yes.
Which sounds awesome. But the best part is that everyone in the arena where they're fighting is trying to get your warriors killed as well.
Sounds like a hostile work environment.
Really. I hope they have matching 401ks.
At least. Yeah, in Nexus you play as a Lanista, which is definitely not a word that I needed to look up, but just in case you don't know what a Lanista is, in ancient civilization, a Lanista is someone who would purchase gladiators and groom gladiators for fighting. So in this scenario, we're kind of more of a space Lanista.
Which is totally different than a space barista.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Don't want to confuse those two.
So my favorite version of Lanistas are obviously space Lanistas. So as a Lanista, you hire on a helot, or as the game describes them, meat puppets.
Appropriate.
These cronies do your bidding and earn you coins over the course of the game, and at the end, whoever has the most coins is the victor. The models themselves are in the 60 to 80 millimeter size, which is a good thing. Bigger models are easier to cast, which means that all the time the sculptor spent putting in all those cool details can be rendered more easily. And that allows us to have a more enjoyable time painting them. In terms of aesthetic, I'm getting a strong Star Wars bounty hunter vibe. Overall, the game looks fantastic. Every pledge comes with this crazy magnetic frame thing that attaches to the game board and allows you to store all of the gaming bits in there. Even Becca Scott from Geek and Sundry was quoted as saying she really likes the look of this frame. So it's got to be good. There is even a beer-proof board add-on, so you can't get anything soggy as you're tipping back the brewskis while you're playing.
No soggy coins.
If nothing else, please go check out the Kickstarter and watch the video. That alone is worth it.
I think my personal favorite part of the Kickstarter video is the little girl saying, I have a zealot and I'm going to perform a blood ritual. It's got a strong 80s ultra-violence vibe to it. It's super fun to watch. If nothing else, you need to back this game for the copious amounts of included floor saws. That bit is invaluable. The Kickstarter is live now. It's linked in the description below. Go check it out. Thank you to Jay and Scott for supporting Trapped Under Plastic. Now back to the episode.
All right, the inaugural topic for Season 2 of Trapped Under Plastic is quit wasting your GD hobby time.
Let's get salty.
Let's get salty. Look, we are all guilty of procrastinating with our hobby time.
Yeah.
I know I am. Are you, Scott?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm 100% efficient.
You are a liar.
Yep.
You don't spend 40 hours trying to assemble a mortise engine, and only to then let me give you my mortise engine so you don't have to finish it.
You know who is totally efficient with his hobby time?
Vincey V.
The god himself.
Dude, I don't know how
He's painting right now.
Yeah. As we speak, as you sleep, he is painting so many things. So many armies are done, and I don't understand it. He needs to, Vince, you need to do a video about how you are so dang efficient.
Vince, yeah. No, you need to have a video that's like my week in the hobby. And it's like just your little week. And it's like, what do you how much do you paint? Just to give people a sense.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think they get it.
Yeah, like beep, get up. Just let's like a webcam. It's like beep, I get up. It's 4:22 in the morning.
Yeah.
I started. I'm painting. I got the apron on. It's like beep. It's 7:06. I'm eating a hot dog and I'm still painting. And that's it. That's all we need, Vince.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Okay. So other than Vince, the rest of us we've got points where we're just not being, extremely efficient. And I get it. This is a hobby. It's our fun time. It's our relaxation time. Mm-hmm. So it shouldn't be all about being hyper efficient and putting that stress and pressure on ourselves. Yeah. But oftentimes we go into like this moment in the evening where it's like, all right, it's hobby time. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do something. And then 2 hours go by and you didn't do anything.
Does that happen to you a lot?
It happens to me less now that I feel like I've got to crank out stuff for videos, that I don't have time to fiddly bits around.
Yeah.
But I do it.
Yeah, but how? Is it because there's a computer next to your painting station? And it's like, oh, let's check YouTube. Oh, let's watch this video. Oh.
A big part of my wasted hobby time would be I'm sitting on the couch upstairs futzing on my phone for 45 minutes instead of coming down here and doing something.
Playing Castle Crashers.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I quit playing all video games on my phone because that was a problem.
Yeah.
That was a problem. Now, when Magic Arena comes out on phone, I'm screwed because that's going to be coming out soon. But I do sit now. I will play a match or two of Magic Arena.
People said that we should play a game of Dota together.
Oh, we've done that.
No, we haven't.
We've played Dota 2 together.
We have not.
Of course we have. You don't remember that?
No.
Yes, we did. This was a while ago. I didn't even have this computer. I remember sitting up on my kitchen table on my laptop. Remember, you played the Rock Dude.
The Rock Dude?
Tiny? I think you played Tiny.
No.
Or you played the
this
big...
never happened.
The horse... no, I played the big cow dude with the big stomper thing.
Okay.
And we did a lane together. And then you ended up roaming... I think we played 2 games.
No. 100% no.
All right. Can you check this shit in your logs? I bet you I could log into Dota and I could check it.
Yeah. The problem with me and John playing is that I would have to carry the shit out of him.
I used to be good at Dota. I used to be good with like 2 heroes. No one's
good at Dota.
I used to be good with like 2 heroes. And see, this is us procrastinating, even talking about hobby procrastinating.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. Let's play a game of Dota.
We have played, you dummy.
Okay, fine.
I used to be good. Now I'm so far removed from that game.
So procrastination. You're sitting on your phone. You're upstairs. You're like, I'm going to start painting 45 minutes ago. But first, I'm just going to check my emails. I'm just going to check my gram.
Yep.
Check Facebook. My OnlyFans.
Yeah, I check that all the time.
I'm just going to check things. And then one thing leads to another. And then you're on your phone for an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it's designed. The phones are designed to do that to you. So yeah, I think having a computer at your station too is another thing that's problematic. I, for the longest time, did not have a usable computer at my hobby desk, and now it just changed to it actually being usable again because now I'm streaming at my desk again. And I keep my computer off almost all the time, just because I'm just concerned that I'm going to go down the YouTube rabbit trail and not paint stuff while I'm sitting at my desk.
I like to do things that I can have on while I'm painting, and you kind of get conditioned to actually be actively painting while they're on. And like Twitch streaming painting is a great example. If I pull up Twitch streaming of a painter, it makes me want to just get in painting. Because most of the time the stuff isn't moving really fast of progress, unless it's like Sam Lenz.
Yeah.
That they, most folks, it takes a while to work through a process. So if I look up every 5 minutes and see something, I can listen, I can hear around with chat, I can whatever. I can still go up and write a little funny comment. Like when you're doing your streams, I just drop a little boopsie in there.
A little boopsie.
And then I go back to painting. So last week when you were doing your stream on Twitch, I was painting my Lich Dude the whole time.
Nice.
So, and then I'm conditioned to do that. But where we get issues is where you condition yourself to do the opposite.
Yeah.
If you're conditioning yourself to, I'm on Twitch and then I'm actively just sitting and watching and have my second screen open and I'm looking through whatever other websites instead of doing my painting, then that's a bad news bears situation.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest problem I think folks have with messing with their hobby time is thinking that all these other things that are hobby related count as hobby time.
Okay.
And I just, I'm not counting watching YouTube videos and learning about hobbying better as hobby time. I think that needs to be extra for me. If I'm going to paint an hour and a half today and I want to watch that awesome new Not Just Makeup video, that doesn't count for my hour and a half. I need to find some other time where I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So I think that's it. Don't take things that aren't actively building, painting. That's about it, right? You aren't actively doing that. That doesn't count. So if you're saying an hour and a half tonight, it needs to be an hour and a half cleaning, prepping, building, painting.
Okay.
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 What kinds of things, Scott, do people do or do you do that fall into the trap of non-efficient use of hobby time?
Thanks for the best setup ever.
I want you to succeed.
I have so many pet peeves. I'm the kind of person that has pet peeves. And one of them in the hobby is people painting fucking spoons. Okay, so here's the general thought process. They're cheap. I think that's it. They're cheap and they're plastic, so they're maybe similar to what we might use.
Okay.
It's a thing to like go to the dollar store and buy spoons to test, I think, airbrush stuff mostly on spoons.
I see it a lot with the color shifting and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're making a video and you want to like show off something, like color shifting especially, which I think looks best on a large flat surface, I think a spoon probably works for that. But my problem is that people see that and they're like, oh my God, I need to do this for myself. Yeah. It's like, no, paint a fucking model. Yeah. Don't paint a spoon. It's worse than a goddamn green army man. You're painting spoons. What are you going to paint next?
Sporks. Painting a spoon doesn't give you the reps of the actual process of painting a figure. Now, I get it if you're trying to do a color comparison, but there's color charts out there. These companies put out their color charts of what it looks like. Or somebody else has painted those spoons already and put them on the internet.
Yeah.
Instead of taking 20 minutes painting the spoons, take 5 minutes of Google search and find someone else that painted the spoons.
Or just paint the model, and if you don't like it, repaint it.
Yeah.
It's like you are now more familiar with painting a miniature, not a spoon. Paint isn't, it's not going to kill your model. Just repaint it, and now you've painted the model twice. Instead of painting a spoon once and a model once, you painted the model twice. So it's not like, okay, this is not like harmful. You're not killing your hobby by doing this. It just seems silly to me.
It just seems like that time could have been better used elsewhere.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. All right.
One thing, I'm sorry, you have a thing?
No, I did not have a thing.
Okay. I talked about this in a podcast, but very briefly a long time ago. I tried to get into a place of zen while painting recently. And I want to tell you nerds to do that as well, my sprues and spruettes. I think get a playlist on YouTube or whatever you want to listen to that can chain content into your ears for 2 hours, 3 hours, however much time you have. Sit there, put the phone upside down on your desk, put it in your pocket, put it somewhere it's not visible, put your headphones on, and talk to your significant other and be like, hey, I'm going to disappear for 3 hours today. Don't, if possible, don't interrupt, and just kind of zone in on whatever it is you're doing. Better yet, get all the tools, materials, put them on your desk in front of you so that there is zero distractions. You don't have to ever leave your hobby desk. And I think that's a great way to be productive and to minimize distractions.
That's good. I think when you vocalize it and you have someone else to kind of help you, hold you accountable, it's like, sweetie, I'm spending the next 2 hours, I'm working on stuff. And something in your brain will say, I need to take advantage of that. I need to use that.
Right. Because my wife or my husband or my significant other is limiting, they're kind of taking the L because they don't get to hang out with me. I better make use of this time.
Yep.
That's all I had.
Okay. That's a good one. I had another good one as well. Okay. This one's a common one, and I have been guilty of it. Most of us sprues and spruettes, I think, have been guilty of it.
I'm curious.
We keep building models. It's hobby time, so I'm just going to keep building more models and building more models. And I built 7,000 models and none of them are painted. And that's my hobby time. That is so stinking common, where it's just like, it's my hobby time. I'm just going to keep building. You know what, dude? You're not playing 72 games that you need to get all these things built and then none of them painted.
Yeah.
You need to have a proper balance. And so if you have 2 full armies built, none of them are painted, you shouldn't be building more models. You should be painting models. And that will fuel you to get the painting done, to enjoy that process or speed through that process if you'd rather, for your little hit of dopamine, which is to start the new army.
Right.
That balance is big. People always spend a ton of time on social media or doing their research or hanging in Discord chats talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Talking about what they're doing.
Now you're getting to it.
And instead, they're just building stuff or not even building stuff.
Preach.
So I want you to talk about talking about it, because I've seen this happen on a certain person's Discord.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna rat on my Discord.
Dude, I've been in that Discord being the leader of many of those discussions. So I don't feel bad. Anybody that's in a Discord that talks about things they're gonna paint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then paint it.
Talking about it isn't, this is kind of like a weird thing where it's like, well, if you don't enjoy painting, I don't want to force you to do it. It's like there's this weird disconnect in life for a lot of people where it's like, this is something I want to do, but right now I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to be a great miniature painter, but I don't want to sit down and paint whatever this guy is right here. So it's like,
what about Mr. Three Arms Crab Rhino? Crino.
Baseball bat Crino.
Yeah, baseball bat edition Crino.
So there's this disconnect, and it always feels weird to sit here and be like, you should be painting all the time. And it's not necessarily that, and it isn't necessarily that talking about painting is a bad thing, because obviously we do that all the time. We have a bloody podcast designed around that. But yeah, it's just important that the cool things that are getting you excited to talk about in Discord and wherever else, you're actually going out and doing them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's something that I thought I was guilty of, and I was the only person. And the longer I painted and chatted with other people and that kind of stuff, I realized I'm probably more of the norm than the exception in this. It's that the starting is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And the longer we delay it, the bigger of a hill we've created for ourselves to have to climb. And feeling that I need to have it all figured out, every color, every scheme, everything on the needs to be all mentally prepared before I start putting paint on model. And that is a trap. It's a trap I fall into almost every time I start a new piece. especially if it's something I want to try hard on, especially if it's something for competition, or especially if it's something for a video that other people are going to see. I feel like I need to know all these things, and I create this huge barrier for myself. And if you feel that, you're not alone. We all feel that, or most of us. Scott probably doesn't, because he doesn't think. But,
That's right. Right now, I'm not thinking.
No, you're just sitting there.
When I speak, it's like, when you just keep tapping on the recommended word in your phone. That's how I form sentences.
Oh, yeah. Just realize that there comes this point between 30 minutes and 2 hours and 30 minutes into the painting session that you're like, yeah, okay, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Now I feel better. Now I feel like I don't have to have it all figured out. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
You need to get to that point, and the more that you paint model after model after model, you take that hill that you've created and you level it out and level it out. And eventually that hill is a pretty small barrier of entry for you to just get to painting. And when we put up all these other barriers in front of ourselves, and it could be, I'm just going to throw this show on Netflix while I do it, and I end up not doing painting. Or if I end up organizing my hobby space instead of doing painting, or if I end up, just getting sucked into a Twitch stream, or if I end up building more models that I have no reason why I'm actually building, just to say that I'm doing hobby stuff instead of just painting. If you can push that stuff aside and just put paint on Mini, then the procrastination becomes less and less of a factor in your life.
Yeah. I had a little bit of an epiphany while you were speaking.
Ooh.
And that was that you need to be aware of your own shortcomings, right? The first step to being able to get over a shortcoming is awareness. So for me, the beginning is not the hardest part of painting a model, because that's when enthusiasm is running highest.
Yeah.
The problem is when you have an idea and you try to accomplish the idea, and you're like 60% through trying to accomplish it, and you're like, I don't really see this panning out. And then it lulls. So for me, that midpoint, affectionately referred to as the ass phase of the model by Elizabeth Beckley Bradford, is my shortcoming. And so I have to be aware of that. And, so it's just telling yourself that the more colors, the more details I paint on this model, the better it's going to look. It might look bad right now, but it's going to look better later. So being aware of your own, where you stagnate as a painter is a great way to kind of avoid it in the future. That's good.
Damn, it makes me think about the overwhelming amount of visuals we have access to in our hobby these days through social media, and just through the internet in general. We see what something looks like at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So much more than we see it along the way. And I tell you this, when people post their whips, they're not posting their ass phase of the model.
Oh, no, yeah. This is like a completed part.
Yeah. Like the skin of this dwarf, which is only wearing a diaper, is done, and it looks amazing. But it's a whip because his helmet's not painted yet. So even those, almost every whip you see is truly, some aspect is finished. So when you get to sit down and painting,
yeah, dude,
you're like, this doesn't look like that. I don't see this turning out as good as that I saw, because mine is looking like butts right now. But the thing is like the last 20% of the work on a model is what makes it. And so you only spend the last 20% of your time there. But that first 80%, the only thing that I've learned to get through that, and I'm still not good at it, is that I need to trust that it will get there at some point.
Yeah.
And then I'll get to that last 20%, and I'm like, well, it wasn't as good as my vision was for it, but it looks a lot better than it did 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
And just be okay with that. And you'll know that going through that last 20% time and time again, after model after model after model, that's how you get to become a better painter.
Right, yeah. And
that's last steps.
Yeah, you realize, okay, I'm looking like ass right now, but I know this final 20% is going to put me into the slightly better than ass. Mm-hmm. And so then you have confidence in yourself and your current position. I kind of want to start like a thing. You know how like Banshee has like the fuck smoothness thing? I want to make like a fuck whips thing, or like I just paint really shittily, the ass phase of every single model. It's like none of this looks good.
Yeah.
Just to kind of show people that at a certain point, it looked like this, and then at the end, it looks like this. And that's fine. So yeah, what should we call it? Fuck whips, dude.
Yeah, because then it's saying like, it should be like true whips.
Yeah, dude.
True whips.
True whips.
Yeah. And then it's like, but then if you post a true whip and it looks like butts, that's motivation for you to actually finish this, to be like, see, no, it's not going to look like this forever.
No, I don't suck.
I don't suck.
You know, it reminds me, there's this painter, I can't remember his name, but like he everything he paints is amazingly smooth. And he posted something, and the first hashtag was fuck smoothness. And I was just like, what are you talking about? This model is gorgeous.
Is it like Flameon?
No, it wasn't Flameon.
But that's how he paints, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be hilarious if he said that. It was an Italian painter.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, that was funny.
So yeah, let's start that. And even if you do 2 pictures, because sometimes it's like, if I do a true whips pic, and then I'm not going to finish this thing for a week or 2 weeks, like there's this little gremlins in my brain that are like, 2 weeks are going by where everyone thinks this is as shitty as I paint all the time. So if you want to feel more comfortable, you could like take your butthole whip pic and then your finished pic, and you post them in the same Instagram story.
Side by side, dude.
Either side by side, or your starting picture is the crapo one, and then they slip to the left. Oh, so it's a big, awesome finished model.
They slip right there, dude.
Slip in your whip.
Yeah, slip into my whip.
So true whips.
True whips.
TRUEWIPS.
Yeah.
True whips. All right, we gotta.
Can we put the E in there? You said TRU.
TRUE. Did I not say E?
Oh, okay. You might have. Okay, check the tape.
TRUEWIPS. So our goal, Scott, is before the next episode, we post on Instagram our true whips
Alongside the finished thing?
That doesn't necessarily have to happen.
Okay.
But then we can use it as a description of why we're doing this, and maybe other sprues and spruettes can start posting true whips. And if you post a true whips, you should like tag us in it.
Sure.
We love it when people tag us in Instagram posts.
Absolutely.
I love to see you guys' work.
Absolutely.
And we'll spread the true whips nation. Fly the flag high.
Okay. And I didn't think we'd start a movement today, but we kind of have.
It's too late now.
This train's already going.
Yeah, Amber can't cut that part out.
No. She's like, actually, I don't like this idea. And she just cuts the entire thing.
This episode's like 14 minutes long. Oh, no. Okay. Anything else on quit wasting your hobby time? What else? I'm trying to think, what else do I do? Like organizing my hobby space and all that kind of stuff. That's good. Like you're creating efficiencies for yourself. But I also don't count that as my hobby time. It's like, look, sometime this week I need to organize my crap. My paint is everywhere. I got like resin shavings as far as the eye can see. But if I'm going to paint an hour every night, that doesn't count as part of my hour. I need to find time in my day or evening or weekend and do that in addition, because otherwise it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
If you have all these things that you count, like it was a joke that me finishing my basement counted as hobby time. It didn't. It's not hobby time.
You hear that? People who made a petition. He's saying it didn't count.
It shouldn't count. It counts for me, but it shouldn't count.
What?
It shouldn't count. It
counts for John. Doesn't count for anyone else.
Yeah. I was painting every day or almost every day, even when I was doing that.
You were painting cabinets.
I was just I was still painting minis.
Really?
Yeah. I was still
You
painting.
legend.
Yeah. Well, dude, that was like when I was trying to get stuff for competition done too. So there was the deadline involved.
Yeah.
You know, that's a tough part. And really, when I look at one of the things that's helped me the most in trying to be a more efficient painter, it's really been painting for competitions. Not that it's made me a better painter, or not that I think I'm great because I did competitions, because I had a deadline I had to conform to, and that forced me to be constantly putting in hours.
Absolutely, yeah. You can set up punishments for yourself to finish anything, really. Like if I want to do something by X number of time, if I don't accomplish it, then I can't play video games for 2 days, something like that. Yeah. It's a great way to...
I can't buy the new sweet-ass Gargant models that are coming out unless I can get these models painted by the time that the pre-order is up or something.
Yeah.
Set that for yourself, and also share it with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you can share it with us in the comments. You can share it on the Facebook group. You can talk about it in the Patreon. You can talk about it with your friends in your gaming group. But we're your virtual hobby friends. So you want to talk to us. We want to hear it.
That's kind of deep.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
So even if you got to like say, you create a post or something and you tag me and say, hey, John, I'm painting this by, next Tuesday. And next Tuesday comes around, I don't see another Instagram post of that.
John, I don't think you want to commit to this, bud.
I'm gonna pee on your bushes.
So come by in his bikini.
I'm not gonna wash your car.
Egg your house.
Yeah, you're just gonna make your neighbors nervous. So I'm gonna be there.
Who's this strange man?
But just find somebody. It's share, even if you put it out into the universe and you're not talking to somebody in particular.
Exactly. Yeah.
You'll put something on yourself to commit, and it's all about the time. It's not about what the final product is. It's about the fact that you put in the hours to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I find that putting things out into the universe is a huge motivation for myself. There is zero reason why I would be painting one last heavy metal marine if I did not say at one point in a public YouTube video that I'm going to do 10 of these. I mean, it might take me 6 years, but I'm going to fucking do it.
It's going to get done.
Yeah. So yeah, putting out in the universe is a great thing. Everyone always knows that I talk about gear acquisition syndrome. Mm. That's a huge thing too. It's like, I need to have the best loadout or like the most price performant loadout for, what my hobby expenditures are before I can start painting. And, that's never a good thing.
No, like needing to have all these paints or needing to have this certain brush to do stuff.
Yeah. Like you watch John's video about his favorite paints and you're like, no, now I can't paint until I have all 50 of these.
I need all 50 of these paints.
Dude, make a little paint set.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should just buy like 100 of each of those colors and then just sell my own. Sell
it at 2x markup, dude.
Yeah, I mean like John's paint bucket of goodness, and they just come to you in an ice cream pail.
Yeah.
God,
no, there's like but there's like sub pails inside that pail.
Yeah. It's a bucket inside a bucket.
Yeah.
God, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I would buy 100 of them and 2 would sell. Okay. So I think that there's something really important with that, with feeling, and that's, again, we're putting up your barriers, and gear is one of those, that I need a certain thing, or I need a certain paint, or I need a certain lighter, or a certain paintbrush, or whatever. What you have and painting with it will make you better than waiting and getting something else until you start.
Yep.
Because guess what? You're still going to have more models even after you get that new stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will say that vortex mixer is so nice.
It's fine.
It's awesome. Okay, here I had a life-changing experience. I'm talking about the vortex mixer. These scientific vortex mixers, which are now becoming more popular. I had one of those crappy nail polish ones.
Yeah.
It comes from China, and it's just like blah, blah, blah,
it has
blah,
like
blah,
a
blah.
belt on it or something.
Yeah, it was terrible. When we were at our painting jam with Vince V and Samuel Lenz. Lenses.
Lens.
I was using, I can't remember if it was your Chimera paint or if it was Vince's. And it was so thick. And every time I had been using my Chimera paints, it was like super thin. And I'd shaken them up. They got a shaker in them.
Yeah.
And like I'd hear it rattling, so I thought that they were all mixed up. And then I got that vortex mixture. I'm like, okay, my Chimera paints are not properly mixed. I stuck them on that thing, buzzed them from both ends, and now mine are thick. And they work so much better.
Oh.
And I love those paints now. And I used to be kind of like, they're kind of thin. They got great pigmentation, but I just couldn't do what I like to do with paints, which is work with thick paints.
Yeah.
And boof, life-changing. So,
boof. The black is thin, no? The rest are thick, but my black is thin.
I haven't actually, I've used the black a bit. I didn't like it because it was so matte that it basically looks like charcoal gray.
Yeah, like charcoal, yeah.
Which is still, has its purposes. I just use that color least of all. I haven't used it since I mixed them all, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I do not know.
But yeah, there is an example of something that you need to buy before you can ever paint ever.
Oh, yeah. You can't shake paints with your arm.
No,
we can't. We have no muscles.
You can't do such things.
Yeah, I got a vortex mixer. It's okay.
You must not have a good one like me.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I need to buy another one.
Yeah, just buy 2 more.
So I can shake twice as many paints.
2 at once?
Yeah, I like that
like
idea.
Dubstep. Yeah. Okay. So I said we don't need to do buying all the stuff, and then I went into talking about a thing
that was amazing.
It was amazing.
And you had a life-changing experience.
Life-changing. Yikes.
Wow.
So I'm
There'll be a link in the description. That's an affiliate link that you can.
I got that now. I got affiliate links now.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I made like $7 at no cost. And okay, in my last video,
Are you plugging shit right now, bro?
yeah, I'm plugging shit. Okay.
No, use my affiliate links.
So I was a kid with the new toy, and I was like, oh, I got affiliate links. So in my video about basing, I put an affiliate link for my machete. So I'm like, look, it's a nice Gerber machete. I like my machete. I use my machete all the time.
You do?
I do.
Why?
Because it's fucking fun.
You just go out in the backyard, you're just hacking off things, cutting stuff.
I live out in the woods, and when you live in the woods, it is a constant battle. You are always at war with nature. Nature is always trying to encroach on your yard.
Damn nature.
Yeah, and this isn't a bad thing, but you just need to be aware that given enough time, it will overtake any kind of living space, and eventually it can have a detrimental effect on your house if nature keeps encroaching. You're going to get limbs that are hanging over your house, and you're going to get all this gunk as you get moss growing on your siding and all these things. So you have to keep it back, and that's why you have a machete. So every time that the weeds and the shrubs and everything is encroaching on my yard, I go out with my machete and in my bikini, and I just fucking slice it all off to let them know who's boss.
Holding Mother Nature at bay.
Yeah, just holding back the tide.
This is my siding.
So I put my machete up there. And I was like, I wonder if anyone bought my machete.
You can look.
You can look. I looked.
Did anyone buy it?
No.
Damn.
No one bought my machete.
You put your hat in there too?
My hat? Oh, no, not that hat. No,
No.
I didn't put my hat.
Damn.
That's actually my dad's hat. This is a real hunting hat. But his head must be smaller than mine because I had a massive headache after that video.
Yeah.
Because it was just like squishing my brain together.
Yep.
And I was in that full camo, and it was like 80 degrees out. I was just a sweaty boy. I got a lot of comments, people saying like, everybody bought all that stuff for this video. I was like, kids.
Wrong.
There's so much animal blood all over that stuff. Anyway. So yeah, buy a machete before you start miniature painting.
That's how I get my maze off the sprue, dude. Machete, just
Yeah.
ultimate precision.
Right. Yeah. And the backside, it's got a saw blade. So you need to like cut something too. Dude. Yeah. Zombie apocalypse. I'm so ready.
Yeah. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Nope. Okay. Well, we sidetracked there again. So I think we can wrap up this little package of quit wasting your hobby time with this. Just put the paint on your brush and put the brush on the Mini. If you do that, nothing else we talk about matters.
Right.
Because you're going to get better.
Because one thing will lead to another. And then you'll have painted a Slayer's for winning piece.
Yeah, that's step 3 in the process.
Yeah. Wait, what's step 2?
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 1 is put the paint on the Mini. Step 2 is question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 3 is win a Slayer sword.
I think step 2 is get good.
Yeah. I mean, but if you just keep painting models to completion, you will get good. You will get good.
That's not the only thing. You got to be proactive in the process.
Oh, good. Well, I don't want to say the same thing every episode, Scott.
I mean, that's what the podcast is.
The podcast is us saying the same thing every episode. Yeah, but we don't always have stories about bullet rolling and diarrhea.
That's true.
That's where the
value comes.
Yeah, that's the real unique factors of this podcast.
All right, that's it for the topic. If you have any things that you've noticed miniature painters kind of using as an excuse to not hobby. Oh, wait, I got one. Fucking stripping paints.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I can't paint my thing because it's in stripping solution. It's like, bitch.
You got another model.
Yeah, you got another model. There are people out there that don't.
Okay.
There are people that exist. They're freaks. But they don't have a backlog. They have no closet of shame. They have no shame.
They are shameless.
Yeah. And I don't get it. But yeah, they exist. You're fine. If you're stripping something and it needed to be stripped, that's fine.
Buy something that isn't from eBay for $6 next time that needed to be stripped.
Yeah, Casey from eBay Rescued Miniatures.
Yeah. Well, see, but Casey's good, though, because he's got the stuff stripping over there, and he's got the big pile of it been done stripped over here. Now we get to those.
Let's do the podcast and share next.
And so he's got this rotation. It's like the circle of life.
The circle of life is fueled by Simple Green.
Yeah. It's just Lion King, just holding up the baby Simba.
It's a Glockkin model.
And it's all stripped. It's like dripping.
Yeah, stripping models, that's a big thing. It's like, oh, I can't paint it, it's stripping. It's like, one, you got more stuff. Two, it didn't need to be stripped in the first place. Debatable. Okay. Anyways, that's it for the podcast. See you next week. Wait, no shit.
We got Newsy news.
Yeah, we got Newsy news. All right, on to the Newsy news.
Okay, first things first, I want to throw this out here. It's we've been given, there's going to be some hate coming on this news, but this first one is not hate. This first one is not hate.
I'm not a part of this.
Okay, this first one is about a company that we did poo-poo on, or the community poo-pooed on a little bit ago, called Steamforged Games. Steamforged
More
Games.
like poop-forged games.
Steamforged Poop.
Got him. Steamforged poop.
Steam Pooped Forge. God, we have to do this all day.
Yeah. What other? Wait, there's only 3 words.
Ah, shit. Okay. That's all of them. We've done them all. Okay, so they're entering the D&D miniatures market. And they have these cool little boxes that they're kind of like an encounter in a box or like a dungeon in a box. And it includes a wide variety of miniatures and like a map, a board map that you can play with. And they're really nice sculpts. I mean, in general, Steamforged are pretty cool sculpts. I obviously loved all their Guild Ball sculpts. I still own like a box of those.
Rest in peace.
Ripperonis. And these are in plastic. And they're like, one's like a kobold box, you know? And it's all these different wide varieties of kobolds, which if you're like a D&D player, like myself, and you're not a weirdo like Vince who doesn't play D&D with miniatures. Yeah, that's right, Vince. I just said it. You play D&D.
Vince doesn't play D&D with miniatures?
No, he doesn't play with miniatures. Vince, of all people. Anyway, I'm sorry, Vince. I threw you under the bus there, but it needed to be done. So it's just such a wide variety of different kinds of kobolds and like they're kobold little lizard pets.
Kobolds?
Like, yeah.
Is it kobold or is it kobold?
Kobold.
I think you're messing with me.
Kobold. I'm going kobold. I think there's like double O. Kobold. Okay. And it's just there's like a chieftain and there's a bunch of different variety of warrior sculpts. And then they got a separate box, which is a big red dragon. So you can even combine them. It's like, here's a dungeon with all the kobolds. And then at the end of the inside of the lava mountain is the big red dragon. And they got giant stuff. Anyway, I think this is a cool idea. And the quality of the sculpts seem pretty cool. And
nice.
This is just they're just kind of rolling out with this. So cool. I wanted to share.
Cool.
All right, here's where we're going to get a little steamy turds going on.
Uh-oh.
Have you heard about this game called Hero Quest?
Yes.
You've heard of the game Hero Quest?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know that Hasbro, who has the license for Hero Quest, is releasing a new Hero Quest?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, so they had this big like reveal, Hero Quest is coming, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's getting pretty excited. And then they announced that they are doing their own form of a Kickstarter in from their own like first party website that works just like Kickstarter. And they're not going to make the game Hero Quest unless they raise $1 million.
Wow.
Okay. Do you know how much Hasbro is worth as a company?
No idea.
Over $5 billion. They are bigger than Games Workshop. They needed to raise $1 million before creating anything in order to make this product.
Before creating anything? They didn't even... nothing?
All the models are digital renders.
So someone sculpted them.
It's 3D sculpted, yes.
Yeah, but someone had to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And here's the great thing about this is that they did zero extra work. They hit their $1 million goal, and you learn about what the game is. It is Hero Quest.
Remade.
It is Hero Quest remade with derpy looking art and dumb looking minis with no new rules, no new anything, nothing from content wise. It's just repackaged old game with a half-ass attempt to try to just money grab on this.
The models aren't good?
I mean, I'll let you look at them.
Okay.
They're not good.
Okay.
They're not good. I mean, it's a board game. Like, it's a company that isn't known for miniatures. They're known for making board games, like Candyland and shit. You know, It's like it's bad. It's bad, and it's frustrating because there was so much hype around the community, and they made their $1 million like that.
Yeah.
Think about what they could do if they actually put a little bit of effort into this. They have the resources available. They understand what they're doing, and what they're doing is just kind of spitting in the face of all of us that loved playing Hero Quest as a kid, and they're just buying it for the nostalgia factor.
Did you play Hero Quest as a kid?
I did.
Was that game not manufactured by someone other than Hasbro?
It was Milton Bradley, I believe.
Okay.
But it was like Games Workshop.
Weren't they involved in some way?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't want to sound like an idiot. Okay.
Yes, they were. Yep. And so all the miniatures and everything are completely pulled away from the look, because there's like the Chaos Warrior in that game. It looks like the GW Chaos Warrior, completely gone. Like, it doesn't look like that anymore.
Oh, okay.
And all that stuff. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when we're in a spot where this hobby is as big as it's ever been, and it's only going up, that you're just gonna like wave a limp dick around and be like, oh, just take whatever drips out of this thing.
God. What?
It's like, people don't support this kind of crap. I get it. I mean, there's nostalgia, and that's why we bought it. I didn't buy it, but for those of you that did, don't feel bad. But I'm just bummed out that it could have been something great, and instead they just sunk the minimal amount of money into it to try to make max profit.
Yeah. Well, isn't like Silver Tower like the updated version of Hero Quest?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's a different direction of, and it's obviously not like a low fantasy sword and sorcery.
Right.
Right. Because that's
okay. That's a good point. Yeah. Different aesthetic.
Yep. And their big thing is really a sword and sorcery, not a high fantasy kind of thing.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. That's all I have for news.
All right. Welcome to the end of the podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us for a full season. Welcome to season numero dos. We appreciate your feedback. Hopefully we can make this a podcast that we enjoy to do, which we already do, and that you also enjoy even more than the first season.
And we're going to do that strictly by length of episode, apparently, because this episode is like the same length as our first 3 episodes of season 1 put together.
God, yeah, we just keep getting longer and longer. Truly have a talent for rambling.
Yeah, that's the Ramble-sode.
Yeah, Ramble-sode. If you guys like the podcast and you want to support it, there are a number of ways you can do it, namely buying some merch. John is being a beautiful model for us today with our sick-ass logo on it. You can find it linked in the show notes. You can also become a patron, which basically gets you extended episodes of the podcast wherein we talk about new things we've experimented with and tried. We talk about favorite paint jobs that we've seen from other painters in the last 2 weeks. And we also talk about we don't talk about it. We give feedback to one of our patrons. So being a patron gives you the ability to submit models to us to give feedback, and then that in turn goes into an episode. And you can also suggest topics for us to discuss during an episode. And then we sing your name.
Yeah.
There was one this time, though.
Yeah. Other things you can do for funsies is you can join the Trapped Under Plastic Facebook group and hang out there with all your fellow sprues and spruettes and make some new virtual hobby friends.
Yeah, and you can commit to things in that Facebook group, and people might hold you accountable.
I don't know. You can
Maybe
start talking about your true whips.
Yeah, true. Oh man, I forgot about that. True whips.
Come on, can't forget about true whips already. Okay. Well, I guess I don't know how we end this. How do we end this?
I don't know. I feel like it always changes.
Yeah. Well, until episode 2, we will catch you on the
Flippity flop.